Alrighty guys, welcome to my review. We're going to be reviewing the Hoover Rogue, and it's one of the many vacuums that are robotic, and I absolutely love this robot. And it has its pros and its cons, and I'm going to share everything with you. I'm going to let you watch it run and everything else. So let's go ahead and get started because it can be lengthy. Firstly, I'm fixing to empty its container, and I wanted to show you what it picked up. And it's been messy here lately. And let's zoom in on this. You can see it picks up papers, crumbs, hairs, and dust, which is my very favorite. And you guys, oh my God, I'm doing a tile floor, and right now my floor is really messy right now because it's raining and people going in and out. You would be so surprised. I run this thing twice a day, and on this floor, and I mop and clean it every day, and every day it finds all of this dust that you see right there. And let's look at the top. See that? Normally I would clean it better, but since I'm recording this, I've only got one hand, and there's not a pause system on YouTube right here for me to pause it. So guys, hang with me a minute while I dump this, because I'm going to do everything unedited so that you see that everything is like it's supposed to be, and it's not a sales pitch or anything like that. This is just somebody using it. Normally I would take this out and wash it out, but I can't right now, so hopefully I'll show you what it runs. So I'm gonna close the lid, and let me shrink this down. So I'm gonna close the lid with one hand. It's very hard, and you can see where the vacuum opening is there. I want to make sure I put this in correctly this time. So you lift the lid, and you can see here it has a Wi-Fi connection. It runs on Bluetooth as well, and that's where the con comes in. So you have the app that it's supposed to run with, and the app is a nightmare. They said they were fixing it, but turns out they still haven't fixed it correctly. So you just put it in, push it in like that. When you want to take it out, you push this button. So let's leave it in. It's fully charged, so you can see that right here. And I'm going to push this play button right here. And he's going to back out, turn his motor on, and start vacuuming. Now, this is going to be a long video, guys, because I want you to see what he's capable of doing. I'll make another shorter version later. But, anyways, he has a little difficulty sometimes with the chairs, but he does pretty good. He's got these bumpers on the side that tell him when he's too close to something, and he'll map it, and then he'll do better the next time. But since the chairs are always moving, it makes it a little difficult. He also has a laser, which you'll see on the camera when he faces a wall or something. You'll see it blink in darker areas. That helps him read where he's going. Right now, what he's doing is he's riding the edges. And let me zoom in for you. And he's reading it. And he's been going to the same place lately because he's kept it. You could see the blinking lasers there. It's kind of like that barcode reader at the grocery stores, isn't it? But yeah, you can't see that unless the camera's running. Right now he's surveying the room. And let's turn on a light so that you can see, because the floor, I've swept the corners out so you can see it work. Now, one of the other cons is if you have an unleveled dishwasher like I do there, I put this here, you can get stuck under that. That every now and then somebody has that issue in their home, and you just have to come up with a way to work, around it. As you can see, he's hitting all the corners, he's following the edges, and he's also surveying at the same time. And what I like about this vacuum is, if this was carpet, once he's done hitting the edges and surveying, when he vacuums, he will go up and down in a straight line in a uniform manner, so that when he's finished, it looks really good. But this is tile, so it won't matter, but he'll still perform his job in that manner. So he's going around the blockade I have here so he don't get stuck. And then once he goes around these edges, let's see what he's going to do, because it can be different. Sometimes he changes it. I'm expecting him to come back to the kitchen and do the square, the center of the room, but it looks like he's doing something else instead this time. He might start over here instead by the chairs, and he's done that before. And this is the sad part with recording when you don't edit. You got to see all of it, but still that's good, because this way you can see his flaws and you can see what he's good at. And right now he's going around chairs, and that's probably one of its most difficult tasks. And now I think it's going to start doing the square part. We'll see in a second. He might decide to do the tables instead, surveying when he does that. And let's see, looks like he's going to square out. Yeah, here he goes. He's squaring this area, which I wish. And you can see, if this was carpet and you went up and down in a big open area, it's going to be very uniform when he vacuums. You see how he carefully went around that chair. It's too bad Hoover cannot get that app to work, because you could schedule it. And I have had it work once, the scheduling. And you really can't do much with the maps or the scheduling, because the app just needs so much work. And they updated it recently. In fact, I had a Hoover, a different one, before I had this one. Luckily, Target traded it in for me, and I was able to get a new one. It actually had some issues with, it just got stuck, and it just wouldn't work, so it would only go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So with this map, you can see here that he's able to detect a high volume of trash, so he slows down to make sure that he's able to pick it up at his, better chances. And so, let's see how he does here. He picked up some of that. And see if he picks that other up, because this is really heavy trash tonight. So he's surveying to go ahead and do this area here, because it's part of, he'd rather cover one spot at a time in a uniform manner. And then he'll come back to the kitchen and continue where he left off. If I could show you the map, what it looks like is everywhere he goes, it'll mark out like a marker's there. And it shows where he's been, and the spots he hasn't been. If it's just a quarter size, he will come back and hit that spot in most cases. There's been occasions he has not. But overall, I just absolutely love this thing. Okay, let's see what he's going to do now. I was hoping he'd go ahead and do the kitchen for you guys, but he's doing the table, and that takes longer. So we're going on to 10 minutes of watching this thing. And sometimes he's not able to read anything that's low to the ground, and that's why he struggled there. And that's something they probably need to work on in the future. If you have, like, say, a fan in your room on a stand, he has trouble reading that. So let me get out of his way. And he's squaring, surveying, and going back to where he missed. And you can see that's exactly where he left off before he went back to the table. And so he's picking up a high amount of trash, and he'll slow down, see? Better chances to pick it up. My area is pretty big. I would love to show you him going back to the base, and maybe I'll do an edited version next time. But this is the Hoover Rogue, and I hope I covered everything you might want to know about it. As far as price, it really fluctuates. It's actually usually about $400, but right at Target, I was able to get it for $299, I think. It was actually a Christmas present, so, but yeah, he's on sale at Target. So, and I think I've seen online, I'm not sure, I think maybe I've seen a cheaper price online, but yeah, I hope that, like I said, the biggest con is the app and the things that are lower than the laser, than where the laser can read. That's a little bit of a problem because it can get stuck on, like I said, fan stands. But make sure you have all your blankets and things like that up, of course. And another con is your pet might think it's a toy. So you might want to put your pet up, depending if it's a lab or something like that. Alright guys, I hope this will help you out on your shopping. And if you found it helpful, please like and subscribe, please. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.